So Halloween has just passed, and MAGA decided that they were going to do something interesting. Let's talk about it. You know, they say that Halloween is the devil's holiday. And for these MAGA supporters, I would definitely say that they really had their fun this year. You know, I mean, what do we know about all these people saying stuff about Halloween that's demonic and it's wicked and the devil, this and the third? I don't believe in giving a day to the devil. But I guess if the devil wants to claim something, aka these MAGA supporters, then let them claim it, you know? I don't know why they just decided that they were just going to do blackface for Halloween. But I would like to hope that none of you watching this video are actually offended by this. Because we can't be offended by everything fools do. Sometimes you just gotta sit there and laugh.
I hope you appreciate my outfit. This cost about $50 with no EBT money. And didn't turn out quite like I was expecting it to. I was gonna get some chicken, and I was also gonna get some watermelon, but I didn't have much time. Last minute, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this because this would be really fun. And we haven't done a stream in a while, so I was gonna go buy KFC, but by the time I remembered to do that, I was already in blackface, and I figured it probably wasn't the smartest idea to go out in public looking like this. By the way, this is really hard. Props to black women who can actually pull this off, because it's really difficult keeping this, and I still don't have it completely on. Cost me $50. The guy at Walmart, I went to Walmart to get it, and people were looking at me very strangely because I was in the aisle, and I had this. I was like, where is the black makeup? By the way, discrimination. There's not enough black makeup. Also, I got my nails. I got my nails did too. And I wanted a wig. I wanted a weave, but I couldn't find one. I went to Dollar General, which was full of blacks, by the way. I was the only white person there. I went to Family Dollar, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and fucking Walmart, and there was not a single wig anywhere. So that sucked. Expected to look perfect all the time. We're expected to behave perfectly all the time. So what? We destroy a restaurant or two. So what? We don't tip. So what? We beat up old people. Okay? Can you bring the expectations down?
Like, imagine the thought process and the energy someone would have to do something like this. I mean, you sit there, right, in the month of October. You don't think of how to make more money. You don't think of if you to go and work out. You don't think of meeting your friends or whatever it is, or even having a pumpkin pie, because that's what I've been thinking of all October. No, you sit there and you think, how can I offend people this month? like imagine that. You just sit there. Do you know how crazy that is? You just sit there and think to yourself, how can I offend people this month? That is the most craziest and most demonic thing I've ever seen. And that's why I'm calling them demons in this video. Because for you to sit there and think of this and have a smile on your face, because all of them had a smile on their face, it's demonic. Am I wrong in saying that? Someone tell me if I'm wrong or I'm right in that saying that. These demons. But yeah, this is what they do. Now, one thing I will say about these MAGA people, right? These races, MAGA races, same thing. I think the most funny part about these MAGA people is that they swear that they're doing such a cool and nifty job. And this is the best that they can come up with, you know? And MAGA people love to act as if they are the superior race and that every other race below them is just not intellectual and stuff like that. And, you know, their idea of being intellectual is just attacking ethnic minorities and labeling them in a certain type of way and think that they're the superior race and not all lives being equal, you know? They generally think that's the way of being intellectual or smart or nuanced. And at this point, I think what I've realized about MAGA people, you know, at first I did try to make some videos to try and, you know, educate them or re-educate and stuff like that. But I just kind of realized it's a mental health thing, you know. I really wanted to be sympathetic. I really wanted to be, you know, kind or whatever it is. But I think it's not only demonic, but mental health issues. You know?
The blacks, the immigrants, all of them, they're against white people. We have to fight.
We got a cure for this one?
No, unfortunately, there's no cure for stupidity.
the way that they think that they actually get things done by doing things like this just makes me laugh. I mean, you want to make America all white and great again, and the best you can come up with is blackface and say stuff on social media. you know? Like at least do something more spicy, at least do something more exciting. But these guys are a bunch of keyboard warriors. I think with the internet, it's crazy because back in my day, if you said or did stuff like this, right? Me and my boys will come after you. You know what I mean? That was the motto back in the day because if you had the energy to talk it on the net, in person, you better be able to throw those hands. But with this new era of doing things, not only do I not do that anymore, I don't want to get arrested, but what we see in this new era is people getting comfortable saying X, Y, and Z. Because I guess number one, they know no one can touch them without going to jail. And number two, in their head, they're so comfortable being keyboard warriors because no one knows where they live, who they are, where they'll be, things like that. And that's why you see these people get so confident online. But if you see them in person, although you can tell that they are a bit racist, they will never do it in person. And if they do it in person, they'll do it to someone who's weaker than them physically. Like they know that the person can't do anything back to them. So this is the kind of people we're dealing with. We're dealing with cowards, demons, and mental health patients. I think that's even a mean insult to the mental health people because they're generally people that go through mental health issues. But this is a kind of weird demonic mental illness type thing. I think at the end of the day, what we have to learn about this thing is that we cannot be offended. This is what they're gonna do. This is how they're gonna act. And at the end of the day, you just gotta look and laugh, like I just said. What's the point in crying and kicking about this whole thing? You just let them do what they want to do. If they think that they're doing a good job, you just gotta cheer them on and be like, "Good job, buddy. Here's your star for the day." You just gotta do it like that. At the end of the day, I think these MAGA people don't realize that there's someone crazy out there that was willing to go to jail to do something to them. It's not me, and I hope it will not be any of you guys. But at the end of the day, there is somebody out there who's like that. It's like the pride and the arrogance you have to think that you are invincible to the point that no one will do anything to you or catch you slipping. It's just the craziest form of not very smart movements, if you ask me. I even saw a video in regards to some of the people that were in this kind of participation of racism. And it was interesting because this individual pointed out how MAGA people are all rejects.
You ever notice how the conservative influencer space is basically just a dumping ground for failed careers? Like, if the NFL, Hollywood, or modeling agencies didn't want you, well, congratulations, because Fox News probably does. Take Jeffrey Mead and John McEntee. Both had college football dreams that crashed and burned. McEntee literally threw almost as many interceptions as touchdowns in 2 years, and when the football thing didn't work out, they traded playbooks for politics. Because if you can't win on the field, you can always go play quarterback for the culture war. Then there's Riley Gaines, who tied for 5th place. 5th with a trans swimmer, and has spent every day since making "trans people ruined my career" her whole brand. Even though she still would have finished 5th. The only thing she's winning now is attention via Fox News appearances. It's not just athletes, though. Brett Cooper couldn't get traction as an actress. Emily Wilson, failed model. Xavier DeRusso tried to make it on Netflix reality shows. Didn't. Now he's cashing in on outrage for followers and even gets paid $7,000 per post to promote Israeli propaganda. Candace Owens even had an Explore Talent profile because she wasn't trying to save America back then. She was trying to get cast. But when the entertainment industry didn't bite, she pivoted to the only role she could book: professional contrarian. And then there's Megan Eleanor and Savannah Latham, both classic examples of people who couldn't find an audience until they realized bigotry gets engagement. You don't have to be talented, just loud, unhinged, and anti-something. That's the grift. When fame doesn't come easy, fear will. The right-wing machine doesn't recruit winners, it recycles rejects. They couldn't make it in sports, acting, or modeling, so they became professional victims instead. Because if the world didn't clap for you the first time, there's always an audience willing to pay you to hate someone else.
But yeah, this is it, and I think it's just funny that the fact that they have become the rejects in their sector. They've become the rejects of the place that they wanted to be in the most. And now because they are the rejects, they now want to create their own club and make rejects in their own club. They want to kick out ethnics, they want to kick out all these people, X, Y, and Z. That's their aim. They want to be the person that creates the rejects. They don't want to be the rejects anymore. It's just sad, It's just poor babies, like there's not really much to say, but I think it's just here to sit and laugh at foolishness. At the end of the day, the Bible talks about this very frequently, that fools will die as fools. And I pray that these people come out of this sick, demonic, mental illness type of thing, you know? But at the end of the day, if they don't, well, that's the road that they're going to. You just gotta sit there and laugh and carry on with your own day. Do not get triggered by this kind of stuff. Do not get bothered by this kind of stuff. This is what they do. You know, you just gotta be like, good job, man. And just carry on about your day. If that's what makes them sleep better at night, hey, I'm all for getting your good 12 hours in or 8 hours in. You know, at the end of the day, life is hard. You gotta get them sleeps in, you know, to keep the skin clear. How do you think I keep my skin clear? So, you know, that they need that. You just gotta congratulate them so they can get their hours sleep. But what do you guys think about this whole situation? Do you agree with what I have to say, or do you have a different approach? And are you offended by this or not? As the case may be, I'll be really interested to hear what you have to say. With that being said, my people, God bless, take care, and I'll see you guys next video.